What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, I'm your boy Tay Biz.
And I'm your girl, Chill.
All right, and welcome to another episode of Intimate Insights Roadmap for Relationships. How you doing, boo?
I'm doing good, love. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. You look very good in that color.
Oh, thank you so much.
It just exfoliates your skin, or what is it? It just make you got to exfoliate, got to coordinate. Coordinate, you know what I'm saying? And your skin is coordinating with your clothes. That's what's up. You look good.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Today's been a good day.
Yeah.
I took some time to sleep in. I got to finish a book that I was reading. So yeah, it's been good. And now we're recording. So
Cool.
yeah.
Cool. Hey,
Mhm.
same here. Been a good day. Got a chance to see the Xbox showcase. So I'm good. Feeling fantastic right now.
Fantastic. Yes.
But today, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much again for listening to Intimate Insights Roadmap for Relationships. Again, all of our insiders, we appreciate you. We appreciate everyone that taps in and all
Yes.
that kind of stuff. We're vastly approaching over 200 plays in a minute. So a lot of people are listening to us at some point. I'm not
Right.
sure how. I'm not sure what the Spotify and other platforms don't allow you to track the average watch time, if you will. But
Right.
hopefully, everyone listening to us to the end. And if you have anything that you've learned from our podcast, or have anything that you want to express or talk about, please email us at intimate insights roadmap for relation. I'm sorry, intimate insights podcast at gmail.com. My bad.
Yeah.
Intimate insights podcast at gmail.com. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're still trying to build that channel, and eventually we start doing some live and videos and things like that. We
Mhm.
got plenty of content, so we'll be able to do it.
I do.
All right. But today we are talking about what today?
Emotional intelligence in relationships.
Okay. Emotional intelligence in relationships. So now, to be fair, right? This is emotional intelligence is still fairly new concept.
Yeah.
I don't. It's not even 50 years old. Not even 40. Not even 40 years old. I don't think.
Right.
Yeah, I think the emotional intelligence concept was introduced about maybe 25, 30 years ago,
Hmm.
under two doctors, Dr. Travis Bradbury and Dr. John or Gene Greaves. And
Okay.
they went to college together, and they discovered they did thousands, almost a million interviews of people, and studied people, studied and asked questions, and came up with the emotional intelligence
Hmm.
um, concept. And I think that if you want to say emotional intelligence and you want to make it synonymous with discernment,
Mm.
it can kind of go hand in hand in a little bit. But
Yeah.
emotional intelligence and relationships, what do you think about it? In your opinion.
My, as you would say, my humble observations.
Mhm.
No, but I think that we as people have very different there's like layers of facets to us. We
Mhm.
are multi-layered because the things that we feel, the things that we say, things that we do have all been attributed to things that we've experienced throughout our lives. So how we were brought up, or the relationships that we have with people, whether it be friendships or intimate relationships, make up how we are kind of self-aware, how we regulate ourselves. And so with emotional intelligence, it's like, well, how it's emotional, like it's just what it is, emotions. How do you deal with your emotions? Are you really aware of yourself when you are expressing the emotions that you feel? Are you able to regulate yourself, or are you like looking to someone else to try to regulate those for you? But that
Mhm.
empathy that you show other people, or even to yourself, how do we
Mhm.
show that? And so we really have to be smart and really be mindful and intelligent of how we do that. So it's important in relationships, because if you don't necessarily know how to be emotionally intelligent with yourself, then how can you do that when you're in a relationship with someone else? And be,
Mhm.
like, and be aware of how they express emotions and things of that sort, that you don't take on their emotions. You're letting them have that room to express their emotions, how they express it, and then being able
Mhm.
to have that balance in that relationship or friendship that you have with that person, and really trying to regulate that between the two of you. So I think it's,
Mhm.
yeah, it's crucial, really.
Mhm. Now,
Because our
emotional
experience.
intelligence.
Hmm.
Go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say because our experiences, okay, our experiences also they shape us sometimes. How we react to things, whether we react appropriately or we overreact to what those emotions
Mhm,
may be, whatever the situation may be. So
mhm.
we, yeah, just have to be mindful of how we express those emotions.
In relationships, emotional intelligence is very, very important.
Mhm.
So I actually have the book about
Mm,
emotional intelligence. I've read it uh, twice already. I'm probably going to read it a third time. It's a very good book. I like it.
yeah.
So in the book, they have the two competences that we should be aware of:
Okay.
personal competence and then social competence.
Mm,
And so the personal competence deals with self awareness and self management.
okay.
And then the social competence deals with social awareness and relationship management.
Mm,
Right. So in a relationship, the way the personal competence, the self awareness and self management is to me is the key to being able to have a successful social awareness and relationship management. So
okay.
I'm gonna read a part of the book real quick. All right. And it says, I'm gonna talk about the self-awareness real quick. It says self-awareness is your ability to accurately perceive your own emotions in the moment and understand your tendencies across situations.
Mm,
Self-awareness includes staying on top of your typical reactions to specific events, challenges, and people. A keen understanding of your tendencies is important. It helps you quickly make sense of your emotions.
mhm,
A high degree of self awareness requires a willingness to tolerate the discomfort of focusing on feelings that may be negative. Okay.
mm, mhm.
So now, again, we talked about this before about how I think I mentioned a story before about how the woman thought her husband was cheating, but he was
Mhm.
actually taking dance classes because he listened to his wife say he won't dance. She wants to go dancing, right?
Yep. Mhm.
And she thought he was cheating because he was trying to surprise her. So um, the self awareness is very, very important to this whole thing.
Yeah.
And I like this part here where it talks about um, a keen understanding of your tendencies is important. A keen understanding of your tendencies is important.
Okay.
It helps you quickly make sense of your emotions. Your emotions have to make sense. A
Mm.
keen understanding,
Keen
okay?
understanding being the
A
important words
keen,
here.
right, a keen understanding of your tendencies is important. It helps you to quickly make sense of your emotions. So there
Mm,
has to be a level of understanding for you to have the correct emotion.
right.
Your
Understanding of
emotions,
yourself.
right? Your emotions can be misplaced. It can be
Mhm.
misguided. It can be misconstrued because of how you perceive and how you understand things.
Mhm.
So your self-awareness has to be on point.
Yeah.
It's no one else's job. Look, one of the things that I've learned, and I'm 41. I'm a young buck. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little, got a little weight on me, a little seasoning. You know what I'm saying? Um, one of the things I learned is that trying to wanting someone to change so they can, um, so you can feel comfortable
Mm,
about your emotions, but making them change to make sure that they don't trigger you
mm.
is more predatorial than what happened to you. It's almost the same thing.
Ooh.
Yeah. You're now making other people change because you don't want to change. So someone did it to you, so now you do it to someone else.
Mm.
So you become the very thing that abused you if you're not careful.
Right.
You become the very thing that hurt you if you're not careful. So my thing is, like, remember when me and you first started talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I told you, I said, I'm not looking for nothing wrong with you.
Yes,
I kept telling you that.
you did.
I'm not looking for nothing to be wrong with you or
Mm-hmm.
something to fix. I'm not looking at none of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was setting the tone for the kind of relationship that I would want with you.
Mm-hmm.
And you have been reciprocating the kind of relationship that you would want.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm aware, well, being self-aware is very important because you can, if you're not self-aware, then you could become the person that don't nobody want to be around.
Mm.
And you don't want to change, but you want everybody around you to change.
Right.
You're making other people walk on eggshells because you don't have any self-awareness or self-management of your emotions.
I like that self management.
You,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have an understanding of something, what can happen? You can misinterpret it.
Yeah.
She had a this woman in that play I was talking about
Mm-hmm.
on the episode. She had a misunderstanding, a misinterpretation of her husband because she had issues with her insecurities.
Yes.
She had to finally admit that, and I'm gonna prop the play because the play was good. But towards the end of the play, they did have another talk. He kind of left a little bit to get some time to himself. They had another talk, and she said she was going to get therapy. Right in the play, the character said I'm gonna get plenty of therapy because I shouldn't have done that to you. Sometimes you don't realize how you coming off on other people, man, because you
Yeah.
listen. This that whole phrase that hurt people
Mm-hmm.
is totally, I believe in that 100%.
Yeah.
It's very, very true in my eyes because if I'm aware of how I am, and if I'm aware that there are certain things that happens that reminds me of something that happened to me, if I don't have a keen understanding of my tendencies, then my emotions will get the best of me, and then I will have a misinterpreted emotion, and the emotion won't make sense to the other person.
Mm. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay now.
Okay. I've been
Okay.
on this thing for some years. Okay. So
Yeah.
trust,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you can, if you're not careful
Yeah.
with how you're moving, you can have an emotion that is not valid for what's going on if you don't have enough understanding. This is why we talk about here on Intimate Insights Roadmap for Relationships. We talked
Mm-hmm.
about effective communication all
Yes.
the time.
Yes.
Okay. It's the communication that can help you with effective communication that can help you with the type of emotion that you need to have. Because if you know, okay, you have a certain emotion and it's like, all right, nah, normally I do this and do that, but I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna just wait because maybe it's not like that. And I remember one time, I'm just gonna talk about us. I remember one time we first started talking, and I'm talking about when we first started talking,
In the
right?
beginning, yeah.
And, yeah, and there are times where I was coming home from work and I was just laying in the bed for about a good maybe 30 minutes, 35 minutes and just chill for a bit, you know what I'm saying? Close my eyes, relax, not call, whatever the case may be, then I just start making my dinner. I'm going on about my day.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember you saying, like, okay, now, you started feeling a certain way a little bit. Cause you like, well, if he gonna call, I mean, when he gonna call me, then you know, and then you'd be like, so then you would ask me questions like, so is this how you decompress at the end of
Mm-hmm.
your day? And all that. I'm like, yeah. I said, normally when I'm at home, I like to just relax for a bit, quiet, no TV on, no nothing. Just lay in the
Yeah.
bed for about a good half hour or so. Just just to relax my mind, my eyes. And I told you about being in IT. You're looking at computers all day. It can
Right.
literally mess you up. And I got astigmatism in my right eye, so it really I need to close my eyes at times.
Sure.
And so so but if you were the type of woman, I'm about to give you some praise you a bit.
Okay.
If you was the type of woman who did not have a keen understanding of your tendencies,
Hmm.
then your emotions that you had, you would have mistreated them by questioning me
Yeah.
as if I need to do something to make you feel better about my interest in you
Hmm.
when I've shown you my interest consistently, right?
Yes.
So you had self-management and self-awareness. So because you had those two things working for you,
Yeah.
you had the social awareness and the relationship management skill as well to communicate and ask me a question about how I decompress.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's different than a woman going into a conversation blaming me for something or being a certain way without communicating with me.
Right. Like, why you ain't call me? I know you got home at
Right.
this time and you ain't called me
Yeah.
yet. Why?
Cause
Hmm.
see, because you didn't hit me with the this what it happened. This what it sounds like. You didn't hit me with this. Well, I mean, normally if a man isn't interested in me, like he will keep calling me. And normally if a man likes me, like he will do this. And normally he did it. So you got me messed up, man. I have a
Yeah.
whole life and day that I deal with every day.
Yeah.
And I'm interested in you. But when I have the time and I'm settled and I'm ready to give you my undivided attention, I will call you. And that's what I do.
Hmm.
And then that's in the beginning. Now it has progressed to the point where we talk all the time.
Hmm.
We're together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So, but that's the thing. That's the difference between emotional intelligence and misinterpreted emotion
Yeah.
is that your emotions are misinterpreted. You're triggered by something because you want it a certain way. So the emotion that you have can be anxiety, fear, or you might you're overly concerned or worried or whatever the case may be. But then
Yeah.
it comes off with an attitude.
Right. And it's
And then I'm
very
like,
misplaced. Hmm.
right. And then the other person was like, well, I don't understand what you mean. I didn't mean it that way.
Right.
Yes, you did, because now you are stating a claim that you have to prove. You got to prove that I'm not interested now because I missed a day or because it's 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. I've been home since 4:30 and I haven't called you yet. You
Right.
know,
Right.
not
So why
now,
you
now,
calling me anyway?
now when you're talking to me as if I am or about to do something that reminds you of what you went through.
Hmm.
And now I'm paying for it with this conversation you're giving me.
Yeah.
And I've already had a long day at work. You didn't even ask me how work was.
Hmm.
You see, this is what misinterpreted emotion can do based upon the fact that you had a misunderstanding of something. And all you have to do is ask,
Yeah.
communicate.
Communicate. And also just being aware of the emotion that you have in that moment, right? So not projecting that onto the other person. So it's like if I know that I've had a bad day and I'm not in this space and I'm just like, oh, it's
Mhm,
another thing. Why you ain't calling me? Like,
mhm,
no, that's not
mhm,
a them problem. That's a you problem.
mhm.
You need to
Right.
regulate yourself. Get yourself in a different space before you then talk to your significant other or the person that you want
Mhm,
to, be in that relationship with. That's not
mhm.
effective communication at all.
Right. Like I could tell when you're tired, right?
Yeah.
Like I can look and be like, yeah, you real mad lethargic right now. Like, you know what I mean? And then you like, yeah, I'm just tired. I'm just chilling. No, so I'm not about to be like, well, normally you always upbeat and happy. What's going on with you? I don't know. I'm just tired. Really, you're just tired. Like you've been acting weird lately.
Right.
Now it gets into that realm. Now you acting weird. Now you
Hmm.
acting funky. Now you acting different. Now all because you having just a little moment of being tired.
Right. It's the extreme.
So
Yeah.
it's extreme, and that's what emotionalism can do. It can
Hmm.
take you to the extreme of things in your relationship when it's like, why? All you have to do is communicate.
Hmm.
All you have to do is communicate. It's been times where We didn't talk. I was not having a. I just wasn't feeling it. I didn't
Mhm.
feel like talking. I didn't feel like. I just wanted a night to myself.
Mhm.
You hit me with a voice message on Messenger, like, "Okay, baby, I know you probably tired. I know you was feeling tired earlier, and I know you had a lot on your mind earlier. So I just want to let you know, blah blah blah." And that's it.
Mhm.
Now, as much as you may have said, as much as you may have felt inside, like, I really want to see him, you didn't. You didn't push the thing
Right.
because I already communicated to you what I am dealing with that particular day,
Mhm.
and you were kind enough to reciprocate some support in that.
Yeah.
That's relationship. That's the reason why. That's the reason why when you're vetting somebody, you got to vet the things that's valuable to you.
Mhm.
You like to travel and you like to do things like that, right?
Mhm.
Hey, I like to travel too. It's all good. It doesn't matter to me though. You may be a little bit more into it than me, which is cool. Now that don't
Right.
mean I don't do it, but you
Right.
into it more than I am. You got a
Mhm.
whole, you know how to book a whole trip, you know how to make an itinerary, you know how to do the whole thing. So in this relationship, if we want to go out to, hey, babe, you go ahead and book everything. I just give you the money. Okay.
Right.
I don't know how to do all that stuff because I'm into other stuff. I do
Yeah.
podcasting, I
Mhm.
do editing videos. I'm working on the other
Mhm.
networks with like, what I'm saying, I got my career. I have
Yeah.
things that I'm
Which
doing.
right,
You
which
know what
is
I'm
not
saying?
my realm, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna sit here and
Right.
pretend that, like, I know how to do all of that or try to tell
Mhm.
you, "Oh, yeah, you did it." I don't know, that's
Right.
you, boo.
Right.
That's you. Yeah.
So me being self-aware and managing myself
Yeah.
with keen understanding, so that way I don't fly off the handle on an emotion, shows my commitment to you.
Mhm.
That's another level of commitment that we don't talk about. The emotional commitment, the commitment to be able to have a relationship with someone and manage it in a way that is not offensive, that is not competitive or any of that mess. It's
Mhm.
about relating. Relationship
Right.
means relate is the key word in relationship.
Right.
How do we relate to each
Yeah.
other, the
Mhm.
emotions that we have in a relationship? You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's second nature. If you when you were a kid and you was in school and you liked a boy, you kissed him on the cheek. Now that's one way. Some girls or some girls would make fun of them. Just like
Mhm.
some boys, they would try to they hit the girl or a girl would hit the boy or something like that. But that was but and then your parents be like, man, that girl like you, that boy like you.
Mhm.
But they
Right.
always doing this and that because they don't have the self awareness, they don't have the keen understanding. They're kids.
Right.
We're kids. But when you get to an adult and you've been in a relationship before and stuff like that,
Mhm.
your self awareness and the way you manage yourself is totally key to how you socialize
For sure.
and how you receive someone else's emotion. You know, like you could tell, like, okay, this conversation that we're having, this person is starting to get irritated,
Mhm.
or this person is starting to get annoyed. Okay, what is the emotion behind this response, this reaction? What are you irritated for it? Especially if it's a conversation that you brought up. What is it that and then you come to find out that the person is still bitter about what happened. That's the emotion,
Yeah.
the bitterness. And the bitterness turned into irritation, it turned into attitude, it turned into all this kind of it blossomed into that. And now this is where the relationship management and social awareness come into play. How do
Mhm.
you respond to that person's vulnerability of that emotion? Do I
Yeah.
come in with an iron fist or do I come in with a little bit of love and tenderness? Do I come in with a little bit of both? How do you handle it? And see,
Mhm.
that's where we have to get in our relationships. This is the reason why when you're vulnerable with somebody in a relationship, you got to know how to handle that vulnerability
Yeah.
that they're giving you, that emotion. It's like, and it's not towards you. You didn't do anything. See,
Right.
that's why you got to be self aware. They're not blaming you. So what do I need to do to fix it? That's not what they want. That's not that is not the point.
Right.
You know.
So, I think you said a few things. I was processing.
Mhm.
But also in thinking about being self-aware, so it's the other extreme as well when you internalize that person's emotions
Right.
and say, "Oh my gosh, it's because I did this," or "Oh my gosh, I'm such a bad person because I said that," or whatever,
Right.
and you put that on the inside and take that on as if
Mm-hmm.
it's yours to take, and it's not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I mean, stop operating from that insecurity or that unhealed emotion that you have and projecting that, thinking that, okay, now it's my fault that this person did this,
Mm-hmm.
or why they said that to me. It's like, no, you're two separate people. These are different
Mm-hmm.
emotions. You have to be self-aware, like you said, and manage your own emotions in those moments. And it's not about you. It's
Mm-hmm.
not always about you.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
It's
Right.
okay for your significant other to have these emotions. They're okay. That's why we have the communication to talk to one another, not at one another, or
Mm-hmm.
and those things. Because that's when now when the discord and disagreements happen because you're trying to tell someone how they have felt or the emotion that they had was wrong or misplaced or whatever. And it's like that's not for you to do. You're in charge of your own emotions, your own health, excuse me, self management and regulation. You're in charge of that,
Mm-hmm.
not the other person. And just because
Mm-hmm.
they're feeling something doesn't, it's not a reflection of you.
Mm-hmm.
And what I
You
like, mhm.
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was gonna just say, to give you props for a second. I love the way that you are emotionally intelligent because you're very aware of yourself and how you're feeling in those moments and when you do need that space and you're able still to communicate it in a way that is always respectful. It's never like, well, damn, I don't want to talk today. Like it's never in that way. It's never in that way, but it's always just like, it's always with kindness and compassion and gentleness that you express like, you know what, yeah, like I don't have much to say, but I do hope that you had a great day today. Maybe a little bit later we can maybe talk. If I'm feeling a little better, if I'm able to, to really do that. And I respect that because it's just like, oh, you know what, you're right. And then I can check on you, whenever need be, or whatever the case
Mm-hmm.
is. But you never let a whole day go by where we don't speak, even if it
Mm-hmm.
is just be like, hey, you know what, I'm just checking in. I'm cool. I hope that you cool. I'm just relaxing. There's always that check in that you give, and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but you're always aware. You don't project your emotions onto me or whatever that you
Mm-hmm.
may be feeling. You don't do that. You regulate yourself very well, and you express yourself
Well,
very well when you have those moments.
well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate. To God be the glory. I appreciate that.
Yes.
I appreciate that. I was thinking about while you were talking.
Hmm.
Um, I was thinking about the insightful reaction we did with the man was on the couch and
Hmm.
he was talking about how he feels like a ghost in the house.
Yes.
I think we were talking about that where he was like, he appreciate what his wife does for him and the boys and stuff like that, and but tends to feel like a ghost in the house, and this was a clip where it was from a Showtime. It was an episode from Showtime of a woman who does therapy for couples
Yeah.
therapy, and she was giving him an opportunity to express himself so his wife could listen to how he feels.
Hmm.
So he was like, and I feel like a ghost in the house.
Yeah.
And immediately she was like, and I feel like a robot. See,
Hmm.
that's not emotional intelligence.
Not at
You
all. She
just
didn't
missed an
understand.
opportunity. You missed an opportunity to connect with your husband. You
Absolutely.
missed an opportunity to show your husband that you are concerned about him.
That empathy and compassion.
Yeah.
She didn't have that.
Yeah, she deflected his emotion
Hmm.
or his expression of what he was feeling.
Yes.
She just deflected all of that and just all she's concerned about is herself.
Hmm.
She showed a level of selfishness that was unnecessary. It was his time to talk about his emotion. You will
Hmm.
get your time. Trust me, ladies. Y'all always get y'all time to talk about y'all emotions. Chill laughing because I ain't lying. Let's be clear. Let's be clear,
Yeah.
okay?
Hmm.
Let's be totally clear here. I've been on earth for 41 years, and I thank God for that. Let me tell you something. I've been
Hmm.
around women a long time. Y'all don't have no problem talking about how y'all feel and what y'all want and don't want. Y'all gonna miss me with that now, insiders. Now I love y'all, but y'all ain't gonna do me like that now. Y'all gonna have to come halfway with your boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all know how to talk what y'all want to say and express yourself and listen, y'all know how to cry on cue. Y'all know how to do all kind of stuff, okay? Let's not get it twisted here.
Mm.
The church is
Mm.
quiet. Ma'am,
The cry on cue. I was like, dang.
the cry on cue, yes, I know. Shots is for being fired right now.
Yeah, I mean,
You
you are
know I ain't lying.
very accurate.
A
Very,
woman,
very
a,
accurate.
a woman know how to fake like she is at her girlfriend them house and she at another man house. Yeah, she'll tell the man to be quiet. He'll be quiet, and she on the phone to her boyfriend like, I'm not feeling well, and she know how to play it.
Mm.
Yes, y'all know how to do this. Y'all gonna miss me with all that. Y'all gonna get up off me with that. So expressing yourselves ain't never been a problem for a woman.
Okay.
Uh, so we gonna clear that up right there.
It's cleared.
So
It's clear.
when a man gets an opportunity, because we have to get opportunities.
Yes.
Okay, when a man gets an opportunity to
Yes.
express himself, he is very, very careful. I'm talking about how men are with emotions. We
Mm-hmm.
are very, very careful about when to express our emotions of vulnerability
Mm-hmm.
because we are very, very protective of them. So much
Right.
so, we don't even say anything.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you find out how a man feels, he done acted out something.
Yeah.
He done acted out in a certain way because it's all built in. Because every time he have a conversation with you, you talk about you. That's why men don't talk. I'm just giving you some intimate insight.
Yeah.
This is why men don't talk because it becomes now we are massaging and caressing and you know tending to your emotion based on how we feel about something that may not even have nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
ain't your fault. It's just the fact that we're expressing something. It's like okay. That lady immediately said, and I feel like a robot.
Yeah.
That right there was him knowing that his wife is not concerned about him.
Right. And it wasn't the
She
first time
wasn't.
I'm sure that she acted like that. He didn't even get to finish like the whole sentence where she immediately jumped in,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
And I think it's really crucial that for us as women, we have to us being emotionally intelligent is creating that safe space for men to express themselves.
Hmm.
Creating a space for you to feel safe so that you can be vulnerable because you guys don't talk very
Hmm.
often. You know what I mean? But
Right.
when you do talk, it's something powerful and meaningful that you have to say. So we must
Hmm.
listen, first of
Right.
all, listen and not
Yeah.
instantly jump in and try to make it about us or how we feel or what we thought about or whatever. No, just listen, be quiet and just listen and hear you out and give you that opportunity to speak and say what you need to say and to be vulnerable in that moment, but also showing the compassion to say, look, I'm hearing what you're saying. I even if you don't agree, but you're at least listening and saying, okay, I can understand where you're coming from. I hear what you're saying. And then, you can share your thoughts if need be, if that is needed in the conversation, but you don't always have to make it about you because it's not
Yeah.
about you.
It's that okay. I'm gonna add to that because it's that what you said is very important, but it's also the fact that it might be you.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so emotional intelligence is also accepting the fact that it might be you.
Yes, that accountability piece, accounting for like,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, you know what, it might be me. Like you said, it might be me.
and so this is because in that clip we talking about it went too far. That's why they're in
Mhm.
there in
Yeah,
therapy because she's not trying to hear what he has to say when it's his time to express how he feeling about something.
right.
So this is probably why he doesn't go home quickly. This is
Yeah,
probably why by the time he get home, he probably been all work since 3 o'clock. He don't come home till 5:30. He got to go do something. He got to go drink something. He got to go see what the boys is up to. He got
yep.
to go do whatever. You know what I'm saying? It don't
Mhm.
even mean. I'm telling you, a lot of times they're not even men who are expressing themselves to other women. When a man is not trusting a woman with his emotion, he
Mhm.
shuts it. He shuts it up. He shuts it down. There's a level you talked about on the last episode about a 90-day work period when you get
Mhm.
hired at a new job, right?
Sure.
That's a trial and error before you get benefits.
Yes.
You got to work
Yep.
90 days. It's a little
90
bit
days.
different now, but that's what it was, right?
Right.
Yeah. We got to know that if we're going to invest all the rest of this into you, that you're gonna be here.
Yeah.
You can't you can't emotionally escape. See, even if a man leaving out because he's frustrated is equivalent to a woman who deflects the emotion of expression of himself and
Mm-hmm.
then talks about herself. She's running too. She's doing it emotionally. He's doing it physically. See,
Yeah.
men act out physically. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Women will run emotionally. He's talking about something that you did, and then all of a sudden it's like, but you work too much, and you're never here, and you did, but you don't want a man broke either. Make it make sense, sis.
Right, but also don't emotionally manipulate the situation.
Yeah. No, it's not even about that. It's not even about that. I'm talking about a situation where it's your fault.
Yeah.
It's your fault. What he's
Mm-hmm.
telling you is something that you did that he didn't like, and you need to accept the fact that he said that.
Mm-hmm.
You're not trying to emotionally manipulate at that point. You're running
Yeah.
because you keep talking about what you're never home and you're never this and I don't know what to do and this that and then you talk about how you feel. That's the same thing as a man leaving the house for a minute because he
Mm-hmm.
needs some fresh air and he run off. You know,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
throwing him out the house. That's the same thing. It's the same thing in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I can't talk to you because you keep escaping the conversation. So if you're going to keep doing that, I'm not going to talk to you. You don't want your man, your husband, or your significant other, you don't want them to get to that point. Man,
Right.
this is for everybody, men and women.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want them to get to that point where every time they talk to you, they feel like they have to eggshell it because if I say something to you, you're going to find a reason to talk about you. That's escaping from the conversation. That's not manipulation. That's just being a coward. Now that person can't trust that you're going to be committed to what we got going on.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm committed to the conversation, I'm not about to escape it.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
about to start talking about me. You know what I'm saying? And how
Mm-hmm.
or talk about you based on what and the reason why I did what I did because of what you did. That's escaping the conversation. That's not owning the fact that you felt a certain way about something. You told me what it was, and that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
We recently had a hard conversation the other day,
We did.
and I processed it. I expressed to you that I understand how you feel, boom, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
There was a reoccurrence of the conversation
Yes.
from you, right? Okay,
Yes.
and I heard you,
Mm-hmm.
and I got you, and I accepted it. I'm like, I got you, boom, it is what it is, and then I processed it, and then the next day, I let you know how much I appreciate your concern for me and love for me,
Mm-hmm.
and I heard you. And I'm going to do things for me that's going to make you feel comfortable at the fact that I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm not trying to run away from the conversation because I
Right.
told you, like, yeah, you're actually right. I have been a little bit extra with this particular thing.
Mm-hmm.
You was, and I'm like, yeah. And then I told you reasons why based on me. Not, I ain't saying nothing that you did to me that made me do this. Like, no, this, I'm making a choice to do
Right.
this. And how I do what I do, it affects you in a way of concern. And I didn't mistreat you or none of that
No.
kind of stuff, or you didn't mistreat me. It has nothing to do with none of that. And see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people take because if you're not emotionally intelligent,
Right.
you misinterpret the emotion. They take that as if you're attacking them, and then they
Mm-hmm.
just start going back and forth with you. You wasn't attacking me,
Mm-mm.
and that's what it is. I feel attacked.
Right. The
You
instant
did
defensive.
something.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Mm-hmm.
you're doing something that shows concern from that I'm concerned about. That's it.
Yeah.
If I take that and talk about, well, you do this and you do that, I'm not committed to the conversation at that point. I'm running.
Yeah.
And we have to be careful with that we do not put on people the cowardice energy by blaming them for why you do what you do. No, you made a choice to do what you do. And I didn't like that because it affected me in this particular way. And if you really care about me, you'll be committed to the fact that you did something.
Right.
Now, I'm not even blaming you for nothing. I'm telling you what you did. I'm giving you fact on fact, and you still like, no, but it wasn't like that. No, I'm telling you how it felt here. You did it more than once. You got to keep, like, it's almost like with some people, you have to keep telling them, like, hey man, were you there? I know you were there because you did it.
Right.
You did this. I didn't like it, man. So I got to stay committed to the conversation, even if it's my fault.
Hmm.
I can't run away because, oh my God, I did something wrong again. Oh no, I'm going to blame myself and be a coward and not have the conversation. No, no, it's because and then some men do this too often as well, where they take whatever they're going through, internalize that, and then when the conversation come up, it's like they just want to talk about what they're going through. Hey man, if you are able to change what you're going through, then change it.
Hmm.
But if you're not able to change it, you need some help. Tell your wife, tell your spouse, tell your significant other that
Right.
you need some help right here.
Right.
And hopefully that person will not weaponize that against you.
Right. That they'll be
And if
receptive.
you've been with them for a long time and they haven't weaponized nothing against you, what makes you think they're gonna do it now? All because of how you feel about yourself? That ain't has nothing to do with my partner, man, my
Hmm.
spouse,
Hmm.
with my significant other, with my fiance. This has nothing to do with them.
Right.
This is how you feel about yourself. So self-awareness, self-management is key to producing a good social awareness and good relationship management when it
Hmm.
comes to the competence between personal and social competence. There has to be a fine line between venting and blaming. You can
Absolutely.
vent, you can vent to your partner or something going on, but you can't say it's them if it's not them.
Hmm.
It could be you, and you have to be committed to the idea that, you know what, this might be on me this time.
Yeah.
Gotta accept it.
Well. Okay. Yeah. The mic is
Basically.
hot over there. Is yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm on it today, man. I don't know what's going on with me right now, but
You
I'm
ready
just
to?
I just I'm just I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, I mean, to be fair, this is something that you wanted to talk about anyway. So I know that you are passionate.
Well, yeah, that's facts.
Yeah. So it's all good. It's all
Mm,
good. You
okay.
made great points. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I did want to talk about that. I did. It was because I was thinking about this because I was watching something and I was talking about intelligence and things like that, and the thing is about, a lot of times you hear, and no, this is not an offense to women at all, but a lot of times you hear women talk about men and they just talk about assumption of men, like women mature faster and this and other and all this kind of stuff, and women are more intelligent, emotionally intelligent than men because they express their emotions all the time. Well, if a man expressed his emotions all the time, we express things in the physical nature, it wouldn't be good. You wouldn't be it wouldn't be good to be around men. You know what I'm saying? So the
Right.
intelligence of men come into play where we know how our emotions work. So we garner them and protect them. We do not just lash them out.
Mm-hmm.
And you have some, now, trust me, I know people listening like, well, all men, not all men. Come on now. Come on now. Come on
Right.
now. We having a conversation here.
Right. Let's be mature
Every
about it.
every conversation, I can't stand every conversation. Got to be, well, not all women. Well, not, I know not all women are crazy,
Right. Right.
I-
That's a
but
given
there is
too.
a handful that are a
That's
nice
also
portion. Yeah,
also also.
and so it is what it is. But yeah, I just wanted to. Hey man, I think we should do almost like a little series on this. I think a little bit because we could talk about the self management part too.
Yeah.
We could go into this for sure because again, we got to have this in our relationships. And we got to be able to have enough accountability to whereas we are not making our partner walk on eggshells all the time. And let me tell you something. If you got a kind of partner that's making you do that, walk on eggshells all the time, you can't say nothing. Every time you say something, they get overly sensitive. Men and women, you know what? You may want to think about that relationship, especially if it's in an early stage where you're not married or nothing yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because they because when you get married, you can't do that. Y'all together, y'all one.
Right.
I don't want my wife, which will be you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
want my wife to be like, I don't know if I could talk to Tay about that. What? You could talk to me about anything. Anybody who knows me knows, like, you could talk to me about whatever. It's cool. You can bring
Mm-hmm.
whatever to me. And it's like, okay. And I ain't gonna say nothing to nobody. It's between us. It's our conversation. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Don't be
Yeah.
blabbering your stuff on the streets. First of all, I don't even talk to the streets like that. You know what I'm saying? Real. I'll be chilling, man. I don't be, in people business and all that kind of stuff. But you gotta know who you this is why you vet. You gotta know who you with, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's
So
important to establish now. You don't go into this relationship thinking, okay, I can't say all the things I want to say, but then hopes that when we get married, it's going to be different. No,
oh
you have
yeah.
to practice that now.
You can't turn it on and off. It ain't a light switch
No,
situation.
exactly. It's something that is nurtured and developed. That's
Yeah.
what it is because of the time that you've put
Mhm,
into that to do all of these things in order for it to progress to that next
mhm.
level. That's what it's supposed to be about. And when you said
Absolutely.
about women being well emotional, really,
Mhm.
but our emotions are fleeting, and we as women operate from that place where it's like I feel that you did this, where men are
Right.
very solid and being logical about like no, this is what happened. This
Right.
is the result of what happened, and
Right.
that's it.
Right.
There's no feelings involved. Like this is what it
Mhm,
was. So we have to take
mhm.
that into account when we're dealing with one another.
Absolutely. We all communicate emotions differently. So
Mhm.
that's what that is. But it is time for insightful reactions. So let's get into it real quick.
All right.
Y'all go ahead and check this out with us real quick.
I don't believe that all of your feelings are valid.
Wait, sir. Her feelings are very valid, just like yours are very valid. That does not mean they're not
I don't
correct.
believe in that. So you could come up to me and say, "Oh, I feel like you're cheating on me. Am I cheating on you?" No.
There's a difference
Okay.
of her feelings being valid versus your actions being true. You just let
Okay.
her know. Let me reassure you this is not what's going on.
I'm not the type of guy to continue talking about the same thing. If I told you no once and you ask me again, I'm just gonna ignore you.
So if you guys could choose one thing you need to work on, you will both say communication.
Not for me, no.
My concern is that when I'm talking to you, don't make me feel inferior to you.
I just find that to be insecurities. And your insecurities, they're within you.
Here they come. There go the tears. Do you see them, right? Did you see them?
Yeah.
There they go.
Her whole emotion on her face the whole time was just like this deadpan. She didn't have any expression. She was just like looking to
Mhm.
him to see what he was gonna say.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, it's the kind of it's what we talked about. Just because you feel whatever those emotions are that you're feeling, you're trying to project it onto him, thinking that he should feel that way too. No,
Look,
no.
the lady said,
Mm,
there's a difference between the feelings being valid versus what and your actions being true. This is what I'm talking about. Now you playing semantics with word. Now you giving me word salad.
right,
You
right,
can't feel if you feel like I'm cheating and I'm not cheating, why do you still feel like I'm cheating?
correct,
How do you
correct.
how did you feel it in the first place? What did it hit you in the pit of your stomach? Did you see something? Like you're just telling me you're just saying I'm doing something all because I'm not moving the way you want me to move.
Hmm.
That don't mean I'm doing anything. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? This
yeah,
is how misinterpretation of feelings get misconstrued because you're in your feelings.
yeah.
I want to know that when I talk to you, that you won't make me feel inferior to you. The man ain't doing nothing. I've seen a few clips of this couple. The man
Yeah.
ain't doing. Now he has a very
Direct.
uh direct approach,
Hmm.
you know, because he's fed up.
Yeah.
He said, if I have to keep telling you this, I'm just going to ignore you. He he is saying what most guys do. This is what most men do. We're like, listen, if I have to have this conversation one more time, I'm just not going to have it with you no more. There's
Yeah.
nothing that I can do to let you know that I'm not doing anything.
Mhm.
There's nothing in my phone. There's nothing in my emails. I'm not on the phone all being sneaky while I'm with you. I'm not doing anything.
Right.
But you feel like it. Why? Why? Just like that play I talked to you about.
Mhm.
Because when my daddy knew and my mama knew were cheating on each other and this, that, and the other, and it just made me not want to trust guys. But you're the one that cheated during your
Correct.
engagement. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Because of your insecurity, you try to project that onto me.
There you go. And that's what he's trying to prevent.
Mhm.
And the lady's like, her feelings are very valid. Your feelings are very valid. Really? How are they valid? I'm not doing anything.
Correct.
You know what? You know where validation comes from? It comes from the issuer to validate you. Look
Mhm.
at your driver's license. It's issued by what state?
The state we live in.
Okay, the state that you live in.
Mhm.
That's who validated your license. That's why you're able to drive, because they validated you to drive.
Right.
You don't just come to the Secretary of State or whatever, or the DMV, wherever it is that you go
Mhm.
to, and tell them that you want to be validated when you haven't taken a driving test. You ain't done nothing to
Mhm.
operate this vehicle. You just gonna walk on in and get your L's? I don't think so. It
Right.
don't work that way.
Right.
You can't validate yourself because you feel like you can drive. You got to prove that you can drive a car legally,
Yeah.
and they issue you a license with your ID, your weight, your height, your eye colors. They give you a
Colors.
number, and then and that's what validates you.
Yes.
We want to seek validation so much it gets tired.
Mhm. Mhm.
You have to reassure. How many times do I have to reassure you? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's what it is. See, that's what I'm saying. That weighs on the other person.
Mhm.
They have to now. You have to feel validated on a consistent basis, all because you don't want to deal with whatever insecurities you dealing with.
Right.
You don't like the way your body looks. You don't like the way your face. You don't like the way this looks. So, and I'm with you, and you think, well, this other woman is more beautiful than me. He would love to. I know he would love to be with her. No, I would love to be with you if you would just get it together.
And most times, the things that we have an issue with, your partner don't have, your significant other doesn't have an issue with it.
They love it. I love about you.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, babe, my long toe next to my big toe is just, and they love that long toe. They lick the toe up, kind of stuff. And
I
you
can't
feeling
with you.
insecure. Really? I don't think, ma'am. Well, then put on some socks then, okay? Jesus. We ain't
Yes.
about to have we ain't about to have this toe conversation every time we go to
No.
bed now.
No. So handle your insecurities.
You
Stop
know what's
looking
so
at that
funny?
person. Mhm.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry.
That's
You know what's
okay.
so funny? I'm so hyped right now. I'm sorry. But you know
That's
what's so
okay.
funny? Mothers
Mhm.
hate repeating themselves to their children.
Mhm.
Mothers
Mhm.
hate repeating themselves to their children.
Mhm.
But a woman with insecurities repeats herself to her husband or a significant other, fiance, and the same way a mother feels about that with their kid, we feel that same way about our women.
Good fact.
Ma'am, I am with you. I love you. I listen. I can't even keep my hands off you every time we together. What's wrong with you? I
Yeah.
just feel like emotional intelligence.
Yes. 2.0.
Your feelings is gonna get you in the way. And that woman who was trying to help and advise, your feelings are very valid. Her feelings are valid. It can't be valid if there's nothing going on to validate them.
Correct. Correct.
There is nothing going on to validate how she's feeling. She is choosing to feel that for a particular reason that has nothing to do with him.
Correct. Take a look on the inside and
That's
figure out what
it.
that is, not the outside, inside.
That's all I'm saying.
Hmm.
If a woman, man, we have to learn how to communicate our emotions effectively. If
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? Because our relationship should not be a jail sentence.
No.
Like I shouldn't have a gag order on me in my relationship because you have all these emotions. You don't trust me that I know how to communicate with you. Why are you
Right.
why are you trying to gag order me?
Yeah. No.
You can't compel my speech to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
communicating with you in a way that's effective.
Hmm.
And then all of a sudden, I've been communicating this way the whole time. Now all of a sudden, it's a problem. You can't just you can't hit me with these surprise problems now. Where are these coming from? Because
Right.
because that is something that would be a little bit more mature to approach the situation. Like, you know what? The reason why I get irritated with this particular thing is because of this.
Hmm.
And then you go into detail about what that is.
Hmm.
You know, when we first, I'm gonna be transparent. When we first started kicking it, you said something about an accountability partner. When we was talking about working on, I'm like, what is that?
Why do I need it?
What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tell you why I
I
felt
said
the way
that.
I felt when I did that. I said, so I apologize because I understand what you mean. You want to do things together,
Hmm.
but it was early, and I'm like, I don't want to. I don't even. I'm
I
not
just
even
met
thinking about an accountability partner. But see, that don't mean that I couldn't be open to the idea. So that was on me.
you. Hmm.
I called you back, immediately said something like, "Yo, that's my fault. That's on me. I ain't mean to communicate it like that. I'm sorry. That wasn't right. That was very distasteful, you know."
Yeah. Yeah.
And and that was it, you know. And then I didn't have to have that conversation again with you about it because I didn't continue that demeanor with you, you know.
Yeah.
So you acknowledge it again, like I said, it can be you. So you acknowledge it, and then you make sure that you are properly operating in a way that's going to be conducive to the peaceful togetherness of your relationship, you
Hmm.
know, because it wasn't that deep. I could have did it differently, you know. And you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
but that's the thing. It's like, but we're not eggshelling it though.
No.
We're not, you know, on Men Unplugged, my boy John Ivory said something about confrontation over compromise. And he said something about the fact that if a bridge was compromised, would you drive over it? And you
Mm.
wouldn't drive over a bridge that's compromised, especially the one that failed a few months ago. Uh yeah, that one. You
Yeah.
know, so if the
Hmm.
bridge is compromised, would you drive over it? No.
Right.
So it's not about compromise, it's about confronting the issue. And you
Hmm.
can have you can have a confrontation without it getting messy.
Yes.
It's like people don't know how to have arguments without getting messy. It's like it's ridiculous.
Mm. I mean, I guess I'll just leave it with this: is that one of the best part of relationship should be the way that you two communicate with one another. Because you know at the end of the day that this is your person. So whether it's something that you agree upon or that you don't agree upon, or even if it is an insecurity, you still know how to communicate to that person, and that person knows how to communicate to you, where you both have a keen understanding of each other and
Hmm.
how you express your emotions, how you display those emotions. That should
Hmm.
be the best part, because is no one else is going to understand but that person. He or she is the one that understands, and that's what makes you feel comfortable enough to say, babe, you know what, like I felt like this today, or that, I was feeling this today, but I know it wasn't you, it was me, because I was
Hmm.
just going through some things in my mind, but it's
Hmm.
me. I know it's not you, but you have that understanding because you can come to them and say anything that you need to say because you have that
Exactly.
understanding between one another. That's what it should
Exactly.
be about.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Absolutely. 100%. This was a beautiful episode. If you like this episode, go ahead and let us know what you think about it. Hit us up at Intimate Insights Podcast at gmail.com. We would love to hear your viewpoints on this as well. We would love to read your emails on our show, on our
Yes.
podcast, so that way we can let people know that we got some interaction going on and we are slowly moving, slowly growing. But we definitely being consistent as possible with our podcast. And so we definitely want to appreciate all the Intimate Insiders that are part of our Facebook group page. Thank you so much as well for being down with us.
Yes, thank
All
you.
140, all 100 some odd y'all. Yeah, we appreciate all of y'all.
All
Amen.
of it.
So yeah, definitely. But I'm actually done with for the day. Any last words you got right now? Or?
No, like you said, it was a great episode. You know, just be aware of how you handle your emotions. You know, how you regulate yourself. You know what I mean? How you project that, or if you are projecting that onto your significant other, because you definitely don't want to do that. We want to have a mutual understanding of each other, loving on one another, and growing together, and nurturing the positive things about the relationship. So,
For
yeah.
sure. Hey, no relationship is perfect, including ours. So let's follow this roadmap together. I'm your boy Tay Biz.
And I'm your girl, Chill.
Peace.
Peace.